So you guys are probably wondering where are the rest of the Reading Rush vlogs? We're not talking about it. Hey guys, it's Sherilyn, and listen, I can explain. I literally didn't do much, so there wasn't that much to post anyway, nothing that interesting, and I ended up being very busy for the rest of the week, so I only read one other book. So clearly I did great this reading rush, but I definitely plan on finishing those books because I want to get to them, and now The Shadow of Kiyoshi has arrived. I didn't realize I got tagged for the Reading Race book tag by Taylor, and I'm like, oh my god, I got tagged? What? Like, who do I think I am? Alright, let me just start with the question. Alright, so let's start off as the warm-up. And question 1 is, what is a book that stretched my mind? For this one, I already know I'm gonna use this book for so many of these answers, and that is The Stars and the Blackness Between Them by her. I'm not trying to butcher it. I'm sorry. Yeah, if you saw my day 1, which was the most successful day, if you saw my day 1, you would see how I felt about this book, and the way the author talked about your beliefs and life and what's the meaning of it, what's your purpose for it, all that stuff. And this book was just so much more than what I thought it was gonna be. And I should mention there's magical realism in this book, and I genuinely was not expecting any of that. So I'd say this book really stretched my mind. And I would also pick 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami, because his writing style and certain things that they talk about in the book, again, the universe, life, I would say this stretched my mind. I mean, dirty stuff happens in here, but I still feel like my mind has been stretched and what happens to people. So yeah, these two for sure. Next is the starting line. Question 2 is a book I started but never actually finished. Oh, this is the story of my life. I will say one book that I don't plan on finishing soon, because this book I care the least about, and that is The Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. Yeah, I'm only on page 37 and I don't care to read it, and I feel bad because The Hunger Games genuinely is everything for me. So this, I'm just like, I have better books to read than this. The third question is The Sprint, a book I read quickly. Of course, Children of Blood and Bone. This book I read in 3 days, and it's 600 pages. I read this in 3 days. And even the second book, Children of Virtue and Vengeance, I read that very quickly. I read that in 2 days actually, but that's a shorter book. This read fairly quickly. And I need to mention this series, Living Room Matsunaga-san by Kiko Washita? That's her name. I can't say it properly. Of course, this is a manga series. I am gonna read this fairly quickly, but I read these within like 10 minutes because I'm just flipping like, gotta see what happens. Basically, it's about her. She moves into a boarding house and he is one of the housemates along with the rest of the crew, and basically she catches feels for him, he does for her, but there's some complications. Oh my god. I actually do have footage of my reaction to the book because I'm like actually fangirling. I read it twice in the same day. Is it cheesy? Maybe. Is it cringy? I don't think it's as cringy as other animes or mangas I've seen where it's really weird. I think the reason why I like it so much is pretty much everybody in this house, every character has their own personality, which I like. And also, it's not a typical instant love situation. For her, it is. For her, it is. Okay, maybe for him it is too. I don't know. Much the way he is as a character, you know, you would expect like cute moments and all that stuff, and there is their cute moments, but a lot of it is them arguing or yelling at each other, and it is so entertaining for me, which is why I am so invested in this. So if you're in the mood for something cheesy and stupid, like if you're in the mood for that, I highly recommend this. Who knows, probably some people might call this basic, but it's a guilty pleasure for me. So I read this fairly quickly, and I realized how much I am talking about this manga, so let me stop. So number 4 is The Marathon. Favorite long book. This, I would say, of course, Children of Blood and Bone. It's, I think, 600 or so pages. Oh, no, it's 531 pages, but it's thick, you know. Will say also 1Q84. Even though I'm not done with it yet, I already love it. Again, this is 925 pages, and I really like this book a lot. Even though I take forever to read it, but I kind of want to take my time with it. Even though I tried to put this in a reading rush, but you know, shit happens. So 5 is Hurdles. Books that had ups and downs. I would have to pick Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. And oh my god, this freaking book. I read this during the Asian read along, and this was the only book I read. This book is 336 pages, but I feel like I was reading 600 because there were times where I was just so bored, but there was also parts that I really liked that I was really getting into, and I was like, oh shit, yes. But also, if I did not get the audiobook, I probably would still be in the middle of reading this. But yeah, this one, it went through a lot to get through this book. So if you want to try reading it, get the audiobook, please. But basically, there's a town, and there's certain rules and certain ways you need to be. A new family moves in, and then stuff goes down. But like, it wasn't bad, but like, the journey to get to there. So the 6th question is The Finish Line. Book I'm very proud to finish. Of course, I'd have to say The Stars and the Blackness Between Them, because this was the first book I read, and I completed it all in a day. And I read I Hear the Sunspot too, because it's a manga. I was like, okay, let me say I read 2 books this week, and I'm very proud to finish it. There has to be another book after this, because this can't just be the end. That's all I gotta say. I also would say Little Fires Everywhere, I'm very proud to finish, because the things I went through to get through this book, because I was enjoying it, but I was also like, I don't care. But I'm very proud that I finished this book. And I watched the live stream for this book, and yeah, there are people who had similar thoughts where the book wasn't bad, but the journey and the enjoyment of it is not really there. But it also goes into very deep topics about society and all that, which is very important. But the journey to get to this book, like, oh my god. So the 7th is Gold Medal, best book you read during a readathon. I didn't read much books, and this is technically my first legit readathon. And I would say, of course, The Stars and the Blackness Between Them would have to be the best book I've read during readathon. And 8th is Participation Award, book that deserves more recognition. Of course, this. I would have to say The Rise of Kyoshi. duology, because this is really good and nobody really talks about it, and I highly recommend it. So look how beautiful this book is. Don't mind us had to change rooms, so ignore that detail. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and thanks again, Taylor, for tagging me. I feel so cool or whatever. Like, let me stop. But yeah, I'm gonna try to tag a few people in the description, and I hope you guys enjoy this. I'll see you guys next time, probably this weekend, honestly. So yeah, bye.